So the critics, now we know they're selling out for Nintendo. Nintendo is likely paying these companies to give Pokemon Let's Go a good review. If you look at Pokemon Let's Go reviews for both versions, it's in the 80s. There's no real, it's not even a real Pokemon game, and yet they're giving this the same treatment, better scores than the Mystery Dungeon games. Wow, the Mystery Dungeon games are so bad, but then they give this piece of pile of trash a good review. They gave Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Time Darkness and Sky like a 50s, but then they'll all go. Let's get Pokemon Let's Go Eevee and Pikachu 82 and 81. Both games. Pikachu got 81 and Eevee got 82. Why? It's just this is obvious Nintendo's paying so they can get more people to buy this. Pokemon let's see the review. Pokemon Let's Go is a superb surprise. Yeah, well, surprise, that's the bad. We're full players with interactivity that brings a series to life in a way that's never been done before. But a lot of things have been removed with Pokemon Let's Go. A lot of things have been removed. So you're forgetting all of the core aspects and all the content that was stripped of all the previous Pokemon games for this game. This game's the bare bones version of Pokemon. But yet, Games Radar Plus, you gave it a 90. Probably because Nintendo paid you to do that. That's what it is. Pokemon Let's Go Eevee, a clear example of what's possible to reinvent yourself, modifying the essence of novelty that's a direct. Yeah, this guy's really just praising the game for its. Oh my God, it's Pokemon Go. I love Pokemon Go. It's called Hobby Consoles. They gave the film an 89. An 89. You're telling me that the wild Pokemon capture, the reason why the original Pokemon capture system was so great was because it gave Pokemon battling a challenge. Pokemon Let's Go is basically the Safari Zone, but stripped down of all of that features as well. It's basically just playing Safari Zone, the video game. Nobody wanted that. Nobody wanted to say, let's put the Safari Zone and Pokemon Go as one, and now we have a game. You can't even fight your Pokemon. It's harder to grind in the game, so, of course, the catching mechanics is different, but you have to grind. The Cindy Moore and Hell gave it. Except if you haven't even played the game yet. Oh, it brings a slew of new monsters. What new monsters? Well, sorry, return Wild Battles. Wild Battles is not even in the game. There's only like 5 in the game. Snorlax, the birds, and Mewtwo. Only 5. And there's 2 new monsters. It's just Meltan and Melmetal. That's the only 2 new ones in the garbage anyways. Let's Go is a worthwhile event on its own way. Yeah, it's the same game as Pokemon Yellow, Red, Blue, Green. In fact, the main games are benefit and the innovators of the simple, more modern Pokemon experience. The original genius at the core of Pokemon. Replacing the spreadsheets of its sorts of a new standard RPG of cute creatures you nurture and grow. Still Science here, as playing a form that anyone could be comfortable playing in 2008. Not me. I play real Pokemon games. Like Pokemon Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green. Those are the classics. Those are the classic games. You can't. If you want to play the better Kanto game, let's buy Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green. Let's get a Game Boy Advance or DS, and you can play those games. I played thousands of hours on Pokemon Fire Red specifically and Leaf Green, and I know hundreds of hours in that one as well. So you can't tell me I hate Gen 1, but I think Fire Red and Leaf Green were phenomenal games. The best part of what I liked about Pokemon Fire Red was just taking like level 80 towers out and just beating the hell out of all the wild Pokemon and the Savvy Islands and other places in the game. I was a kid back then, so I did that because I thought I was trying to get to level 100, and it was still so satisfying to beating all the weaker Pokemon. Here's another review by more critics. It's a simple game with deep combat system. What deep combat system? You removed everything that made the Pokemon combat system. Nintendo literally removed everything that made Pokemon have a deep combat system. You removed everything. It's like calling it's like calling what's the incomplete game? There are other games at least that had very little content. Battlefront, the first Battlefront game. So they calling that Battlefront, the first Battlefront, not the actual first one, the first one that came out in 2015 of the reboot series. You're calling that a deep game. It's like calling that a deep game or Destiny. It could be. This game is like Destiny. It's boring and bare bones, and it will drop off very quickly. That's what this game is. And you wonder why the sequel to Destiny flopped. First game completely sucks. I even bought the Destiny game, and I had got the game for the Xbox One from someone else. But I played the Xbox One, but it's like, oh, this game's boring. I never play it again. Because Destiny completely stinks. It's a bad game. It's just boring. It has no story. That's what Destiny is. It's a boring shell of a game. That's all Destiny is. Here's another one. The Sixth Act. And that guy, he loved Pokemon too. He would have been very, very disappointed with this as well, as he wouldn't like the Pokemon Go being integrated in the freaking Switch game. Who even likes this game? Pokemon Let's Go is a nostalgic time of interactive gameplay, where both newcomers and returning players, not me, I'm not returning, hooked on the beloved Kanto region, there's Fire Red and Leaf Green. Even though those games look old, they are still better than this game. Still better. Let's Go mashes together two different style of Pokemon games into one streamlined format. Despite some annoyances, these remakes provide an immediate take on the classic journey, especially playing up the overpriced Pokeball accessory. Don't mind it, it's $40. The Pokeball Plus accessory is $50. $50. And a refreshing take on the Pokemon RPG. What refreshing take? Catching millions of Pidgeys over and over and over again? Does it get one level? Yeah. Then this one might keep you invested until you catch them all. Probably won't take long, though. Well, it will take 0 minutes because I'm not ever touching the disgrace of a Pokemon game. I might touch it so I can. I'm gonna touch it just so I can review the game. But that's all. I'm just touching it so I can just review the game. Probably at like one of those store things and play the game for like 20 minutes, 40 minutes and see how bad the game really is. To Pokemon. How bad the game really is. It's a simple game with like deep combat system. These critics are just absolute. But there's actually a game that actually has like Battlefield 5 actually has decent gameplay. It's still the same Battlefield formula that works. Pokemon Let's Go is just really ripping everything, and the reason why I'm avoiding Battlefield 5 is because of its stupid gender politics in the game. Like, you can't force gender politics in the freaking Battlefield. It's a game about war, not gender studies, female saving you. Okay? That's Battlefield 5. I'll talk about that game tomorrow. As terrible as the gaming media also is selling out for that game even harder, giving that game better reviews than on the PC at least. It's actually coming on November 15th. The game will be coming out on November 20th, but the initial release date on the EA Pass thing will be November 15th. And basically, Pokemon Let's Go is a disgrace to Pokemon. PokeTubers can sell out all they want for Pokemon Let's Go. They can. But this is absolute proof. Critics are likely being paid by Nintendo. Some people I know will try to deny it all they want. Critics will sometimes pay to give the games good reviews. Remember No Man's Sky? That nearly got a 70, even though it deserved a 40. Most games are usually paid by critics to not get that bad reviews, especially companies like EA or games that people know are bad, but should be at least the same power review scores as the critics, which is the disconnect between fans and critics. Like No Man's Sky, Street Fighter V is another example of a buggy, glitchy game. Battlefront 2, that's definitely one. Shadow of War, that game was complete trash. And several other games like Destiny. Destiny still got a 78, despite fans giving the game like a 5.1 to like 53. So Pokemon Let's Go is just a disgrace to Pokemon as a franchise. Critics, of course, were still out for the worst games. Let's remember, they gave Gone Home a 91, but that game's a piece of garbage anyways. Make sure you like, subscribe, and do all that, and remember, don't buy Pokemon Let's Go. Don't feel Nintendo.